Hello there, ladies and gents. So we're back for another video, and today I want to talk about something that is super linked to future success. As a matter of fact, it's an indicator of whether you will achieve that success or not. And the question is, are you able to delay gratification in order to build the future self that you envision? Now, let's talk a little bit more about this, but I'd like to tell you a story first. Once upon a time, I was really confused about what I wanted to do with my life. And as many young people, I thought, well, I don't know what to do. I guess I better go to college, right? That's what everybody does. So I'm going to go to college. And I wasn't sure what I wanted exactly to study. There were limited options for me because I was a flight attendant at the time, and traditional schools wouldn't take flight attendants because we don't go to all the classes. So, hello, sweetie. Really? You want to talk to me like right now? So this opportunity to go to business school showed up, and I decided, you know what? I have no idea what I'm going to do, what I want to do. Since this opportunity showed up, I'm just going to go to business school, and by the time college is through, I'll know what I really want from life. Now, of course, that was an illusion because I was a flight attendant and I was working, and I used to teach languages through Skype as well when I was traveling, and I was going to college and studying, and I worked out, and I mean, so many things going on for those years that I never had time to focus on anything else other than passing exams and, just basically finishing college. And then after years of that, when I graduated, I was like, Jesus Christ, man. I didn't want to go through the process of getting to know what I actually wanted because it seemed like work. It's like, I have to think about it. I have to go through a process. I'm just going to do this other thing. And because I was anxious about my future, I just accepted the first thing that popped up, which was business school. And I thought, if I had just gone through the process of figuring out what I wanted throughout those years, instead of being focused on passing exams and studying stuff that didn't interest me at all, to be honest, I would be so much further along now, And having told that story, what I learned is at any given moment, we are always serving at least two selves, right? You have your present day self, and your present day self is concerned with instant gratification. It wants pleasure. It wants to avoid pain, okay? Because it's dealing with what's in front of it right now, and it can feel what's in front of it right now, right? Now you have your future self, this person you envision who is able to create a certain lifestyle, who is able to think certain things, have certain attitudes. And this future self hasn't been born yet. It's potential. And in order for this future self to be born, you have to start making different choices and start having different thoughts and different attitudes today. But today you got your present self, and your present self doesn't want to deal with the discomfort, right, of building the future self. So there's also a little detail, which is if you don't find a creative way to build your future self, by delaying gratification right now, yet finding alternative ways of meeting your needs now, you're not going to be able to sustain the workload involved in creating that future self. So there's this situation where you have to consciously choose to go through discomfort, right? And do it in a way that's sustainable, because your present self wants pleasure. So let's talk about a couple of ways that's done, right? How can you delay gratification in a way that can build your future self? Well, first and foremost, you have to find creative solutions for yourself right now. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're a woman who has very abusive relationships with men who have narcissistic traits, but you have that wounded model of love, and you think that you can't get anything better. So you don't want to be by yourself, but you're not supposed to be with the narcissist. So since you know that your future self requires that you cut contact with the narcissist, you know that's what you have to do. But since your present self feels so not undeserving of love and needs this love and this support that it thinks it's getting from the narcissist, but it isn't, you need to find other ways to support your present self. So it's like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut ties with the narcissist because that's the future self I'm building. But I am going to get in touch with all of my friends. Oh my God, another cat. I am going to go on all of the Facebook groups about healing from narcissistic abuse. I'm going to watch videos on this subject every single day. And as I say, this is really not sustainable, kitty cat. They're crazy the whole day. I don't know what's up. My cats are going insane. And then what you do is you say no to one thing, but then you fill it up with something else, right? And you fill it up with something else because our habit is to go back to that toxic thing. So you have to like fill it up with something so your brain doesn't go there, right? Another way that you can do this, finding creative alternatives that will allow you to build your future self as you satisfy your present self. Let's say you're trying to lose weight, okay? And you want to eat a whole pizza by yourself. You know, you're probably not going to be able to like cut all junk food from your diet like overnight. And even if you are, it's probably not going to be sustainable. So maybe a more practical solution that would allow you to do those two things is go out with a friend and have like an ice cream, you know, or have a piece of pizza with a friend over at lunch or something like that. Then you can like have the benefit of your friend, of leaving your house. You're not going to be alone, wanting to binge eat, feeling disconnected. You know, a pizza will be sufficient because you're not going to feel lonely. And so that's a creative solution. You can build your future self by not eating the whole pizza, but you satisfy your present self by being creative and being like, okay, I know this is hard for you. Here's a little bit, but let's do it this way, okay? Another way that you can delay gratification is by talking to yourself constantly throughout the uncomfortable times and reconnecting with your image of what you want. Oftentimes, you're just going to have to go through a lot of discomfort. And when you ask yourself, like, why am I going through all of this? There needs to be a reason, right? And then we're going to get to that reason in a little bit. But that reason needs to be able, you need to be able to access that reason at any given moment when you want to give up or when you're uncomfortable or when you don't want to build that future self with those new attitudes. And so you need to know in your mind and in your heart and in your body what it is that you're building. And you need to be reminded of that all the time, all of the time. So that's another way of keeping on track, right? What is it that you're trying to create? Talk to yourself. Tell yourself, you're going through this because of something, for something. And that's the other thing, which I was going to say. Like, life is made of all sorts of emotions. There's pain involved. There's pleasure involved. And it's all part of life. And it makes no sense to pretend like we're going to get to this place where there's no pain involved. I think it's a lot more intelligent for you to choose your suffering consciously. So since you're going to go through hard times anyway, like, I went through college anyway and I had to do all that work, you know, and couldn't I just have done the work in the direction of what I actually wanted, you know? So if you're going to suffer, if you're going to have to do work, then suffer on purpose. Choose why you're suffering. So when you're in the middle of the suffering, you're going to like, remember, there's a reason. There's a purpose for this. All right? So those are different ways of being able to build your future self as you satisfy your present self in creative ways so that we don't get lost on instant gratification and then refuse to go through processes that are essential for our growth. Now, my question to you is, what methods have you been using, right, in order to find creative solutions for your needs now as you respect and build your future self? So did you have any insights during the video? Did you come to any conclusions? Have you observed any more creative ways to meet your future self goals as you cater to your present self's needs. Let me know about all of those things in the comments. I love reading your comments. Sometimes I can't answer them back because I have too many people getting in touch with me, and it's like I wouldn't be able to focus on anything. But I read all of your comments. I want you to know that, and they help me tremendously in choosing what I focus on, because I want to be as relevant as possible for you. And you know, this is a dialogue. I can only know what you need if you tell me, and that's that. So let me know what's up. Also, I do one-on-one consults, okay? If you're interested in talking to a survivor, or in having some tools for dealing with going no contact or low contact, if you need to understand what you're going through better, you can get to know my work a little bit better through the link that's in the description of this video. I have a group program called the Inner Mastery Lab, and there's a link there, and you can take a look so you can see what we do exactly. Okay, that is it for today. If you like the video, please like it. Please share it if you think it might be useful for someone. Subscribe to my channel. Be part of my email list. I do share some things on there that I will only share on there. And that's it. See you next time. Hope today's video was useful, and let me know your insights in the comments. Bye-bye.